Nic Claxton averaged 10 points and 7 rebounds per game last year, y'all. Keep that in mind going forward. 10 points per game, 7 rebounds per game. I bring up Nic Claxton because the talking heads are starting to put his name out there more and more and more. Yes, the offseason started with the Lakers talking heads speaking on Nic Claxton. 10 points and 7 rebounds, you guys. Why do I bring that up? I bring that up because as you see the names fall, Steven Adams re-signed with Houston, Daniel Gafford re-signed with Dallas, right? As you see these names fall, you're starting to hear, one, more names come up that weren't as prevalent before, and two, the same name. And that name is Nic Claxton. And I say that because the talking heads keep putting his name in the ether. They keep throwing his name out there. And I don't give a shit what talking heads say. But I care because I know, or I firmly believe, that Rob Pelinka listens to the talking heads. He listens to the talking heads because if he does what they say, then they can't condemn him. They can't criticize him. They can't really jump his shit. Right? Rob Pelinka uses them. I'm not saying that they work together. I'm not saying one is paying the other. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying Rob Pelinka uses them. And now the name that they keep throwing out is Nic Claxton. And to a lesser extent, you're starting to hear more about a DeAndre Ayton. Because at the end of the day, the Lakers need a center. Right? And the package that you're frequently hearing is Dalton Connect and or Dalton Connect in the 2031 first round pick. Let me tell you something. I'm not paying Brooklyn Dalton Connect straight up. I'm not giving them Dalton Connect for Nic Claxton. Not for no 10 and 7. He averaged like 26, 27 minutes a game last year. He's 10 and 7. Right? Now, a lot of you will say, well, if he played 36, he'd be 15 and 10. Right? Why didn't they play him 36? You see, and I hope you guys noticed this. When TJ McConnell played in the game 7, after Tyrese Halliburton got injured, he did not look like that same TJ McConnell. Some players just aren't 36-minute per game players. They're not 40-minute per game players. You start TJ McConnell at point guard, that's different than the role he's usually assigned. His role is to come in and be a spark plug, right? So it's not like Nic Claxton just got in the NBA last year or 2 years ago. Whatever role he had with Brooklyn was a role that allowed him to score 10 points per game and average 7 rebounds per game. That's his role. That's as good as he gets. It's been 7 years. He ain't coming up out of that. There haven't been any crazy ass extenuating circumstances that have put him in a box and put constraints on this dude. What you see from Nic Claxton is about what you're going to get from Nic Claxton. Now, this is the reason why I want to give him Dalton Connect straight up. Not for no 10 and 7. You got to be out your damn mind. Yo, the Lakers had this player named Jay Huff. Right? They had him at the same time they had another player named Scottie Pippen Jr. They let both of them walk. That was our farm system. They were the guys in our farm system. We let both of them walk. They go to Memphis, and they're good enough to play on Memphis when Memphis was a good team. Did Memphis fall off last year? Absolutely. But for a large portion of the season, or a good enough sample size of the season, Memphis was a good team. And when they were a good team, they were playing both Jay Huff and Scottie Pippen Jr. The reason why I bring up Jay Huff is because I've been watching this dude. I happen to live in Virginia, and Jay Huff went to the University of Virginia. And I knew just from watching him at the University of Virginia, he had a game that could be useful in the NBA. 10 points and 7 rebounds is replacement center numbers. So why the hell would you give anything for a replacement center? Jay Huff, given 30 minutes a game last year, could have given us 10 points and 7 rebounds. I'm sure of it. 10 points, 7 rebounds, better offensively, better floor runner, and could stretch the floor. maybe a better shot blocker. I'm sure of this. That's why I'm not giving shit for Nic Claxton. Nic Claxton is the option for a rich, entitled team. For a team that thinks that they're too good to go out and find somebody on the margins. Somebody who's been kind of looked over. Right? For a team that thinks they got to go out and make a splash with every effing thing they do. That's what Nic Claxton is. That's what 10.7 rebound Nic Claxton is. You really giving up an asset like Dalton Connect, who I firmly believe will be a 17 to 22 point per game player with whatever team he ends up with next year. And I'm assuming it's not going to be the Lakers. But he's going to end up somewhere. He's going to get 30, 35 minutes a game, and the dude is going to average 17 to 22 points per game next year. And all of a sudden, all this shit you hear about his defense being so bad, it ain't going to look so bad. That's what's going to happen. And we're going to feel stupid about it again. Because we keep throwing good money or good assets after bad money and bad assets. Right? Because the moves Rob Pelinka makes are moves for the self-preservation of Rob Pelinka. That's what they are. Do you guys think it was a coincidence that we got Dorian Finney-Smith? That name had been thrown around so damn much. Do you think it was a coincidence? I don't think it was a coincidence. I think Rob Pelinka listened to what the talking heads have been saying for about a year and a half or two. And they went out and got the guy that can't hurt him. How could it hurt him? Everybody's been asking for him. Rob Pelinka got him. How could it hurt Rob Pelinka? How could anybody criticize Rob Pelinka after doing what we all know talking heads were saying? How could it hurt Rob Pelinka? And it didn't hurt Rob Pelinka. After sitting out all effing summer, the dude made a move on the margins. Damn, man, this girl on TV is beautiful. Anyway, man, after he sat out all freaking summer, he made a move on the margins. And the move he made co-signed what the talking heads have been saying for a year and a half or two. He makes a move. Everybody, oh, wow, he got us. Man, get out of here with this dumb shit, man. The Lakers didn't need Dorian Finney-Smith. Does he help? Yeah. But the Lakers did not need Dorian Finney-Smith. Look, my point is this. As the dominoes start to fall, you're starting to hear Laker Nation, right? You're starting to hear the talking heads, Trevor Lane, Alan Slewa, the cabinet. You're starting to hear them bring up names. And the reason why I make this video is because Rob Pelinka is listening to those talking heads. Because he knows what he says, or what he does, actually, what he does is going to get parroted by the talking heads. And if the talking heads co-sign what he's doing, right, then they will speak in such a way where he won't take the brunt of the criticism. And that's how he's been GMing. That is his general manager MO. That's how he gets down. Talking heads say some shit. He listens. And if he gives the talking heads what they want, then he's cool. Right? Because the talking heads will influence the masses. They got the loudest mic. They will influence the masses. You know? And that's how he's been GMing. And I say that because I'm hearing the talking heads say Nic Claxton. Nic Claxton, Nic Claxton, Nic Claxton. And they want to trade an asset for Nic Claxton. You know, an asset like Dalton Connect. Don't do it. Not for 10 and 7. You could go find 10. And see, this is the other part of it, man. 10 points and 7 rebounds per game. I'm telling you, Jay Huff was worth 10 points and 7 rebounds per game. If you coach up Trey Jamison, you might get 10 points and 7 rebounds per game out the dude. You don't need to trade assets for 10 points and 7 rebounds. That's why the Lakers are effed. That's why they're in this screwed up situation they're in now, where they got no assets and no money. Because they keep throwing bad money, good money after bad money. They keep throwing good assets after bad assets. Yo, Rob Pelinka does not want to work. And, to a lesser extent, JJ Redick. You know what? I made a video saying JJ Redick don't want to work. Scratch that. Let me repeat. JJ Redick does not know how to work. Or he does not understand what his job is. Whatever Rob Pelinka puts on the roster, it's up to JJ Redick to coach that up. And some players you can't coach up. We get that. We understand that. We won't hold you accountable for that. But then to get in game 5 of the first round elimination game against Minnesota, and you only got 5 players that are ready to go to play in the second half, yo, JJ, that's on you. That's on you. You had Dalton Connect playing great at the beginning of the year, and he's worse at the end of the year. Great at the beginning, worse at the end. JJ, that's on you. He came out and played the way we expected him to play. Even better. Right? I could see if he was some fringe, undrafted player and he was just on a hot streak. No, that's not what he was. If Dalton Connect had gone number 7 in that draft, no one would be surprised by it. Some people would say he went a little high. Some people might say he went a little low. But no one would have been significantly shocked by that. So when you get that player to get into the season and have a 16-game sample size in which he's averaging 17 points, 5 rebounds per game, shooting 55% from the field overall, 48% from 3, right? From a player that many would not have been surprised went number 7, and you fucked that off. That's on you, JJ Redick. That's on you, because you don't understand what your job is. You get a rookie come in and do that, he should have taken Austin Reeves' spot by the end of the year. I like Austin Reeves, you guys. I'm just saying, if you get a rookie, 22, 23 years old, to come in and do that, and we thought he might be able to do that based on what he did in college, and JJ Redick F's that off, that's on JJ Redick. He should have taken Austin Reeves' spot by the end of the year. Bold statement, but I'm saying it. I should make a video about that shit. Because I was hot. I was hot. Still am, as you can see. Anyway, my point is this. Don't trade an asset for 10 points per game and 7 rebounds per game. Go find somebody, right? For example, Jay Huff, who he had in our system, right? Go find somebody. I guarantee you play them 30 minutes a game, they're going to start out 8 and 5. You got to coach them up. Find somebody who looks like they got to, and coach them up. They got to look like they're worth something. I'm not saying you can do that with anybody, but there are plenty of players who, if you go and look, man, I keep saying this, and a lot of y'all morons keep laughing. Jahlil Okafor right now, if given the opportunity, could be 15 and 8. Easy. 15 and 8. And if he don't have the hops or the athleticism of Nic Claxton, because we need Luka to have a lob threat so effing bad that we're about to trade a good asset for 10 and 7. I mean, give me a break, you guys, right? That's some bullshit. Anyway, tell Luka to start throwing the lobs a little bit lower. I mean, give me a freaking break. Jahlil Okafor was 18 and 10 in his rookie year. And he was a victim of a stupid ass league who all tried to duplicate Golden State when no one could duplicate Golden State. Anyway, I want to get it out there that Nic Claxton is we're about to overpay. I'm not saying a trade's about to go down or anything like that. I'm just saying the narrative is being pushed that Nic Claxton is worth it. And he ain't. And the talking heads are getting behind that name because names are dropping. And as they drop, you watch. They're going to start talking more and more and be willing to give up more and more. Lakers shouldn't give up that much, not for 10 and 7. If you go and get a guy who is capable of giving you 18 and 10. Right? He may not have done it last year because, yeah, circumstances are circumstances. I get it. But get a guy who's capable of giving you 18 and 10. 10 and 7? No good. Ain't worth it, y'all. All right, y'all. This is Pure Uncut Lakers. I'll see you next time.